What's up, everyone? It is the Loki Monster here, and today we are checking out Nulgath Part 3B, and it comes in 3 different segments that you're going to play through: the Forge of Forlorn, the Prism of Pain, and then finally the Hall of Eternal Waiting. Sounds really exciting, but first off, we're going to check out what's different in town here. And as you can see, we have one NPC right over here, the Paladin Sonia, and she only accesses part 1 and 2 of it, and your collections as well here. So I don't really understand quite why she's still on the bridge, because right over here we have Siri, and Siri has a new orb pet there. You can see really quickly. I'll take a better look at it in a second. And we have access to parts 1 and 2 here, part 3A and 3B, as well as Dwinkle's Wares shop and the Fiendstress Crafting, as well as both of your collections. So this cool floating red orb pet here is actually a quest pet, and there are 2 of them, and I will show you them soon. So let's enter Saga. So it drops us right here in the Endless Vex, and we're going to have to battle in the Ravenous Maw. So we're going to have to head over to the Ravenous Maw, which is just down the ramp on the left-hand side, and you just want to enter. And here you're going to have to basically kill all the monsters in the area. And once you've killed them all, you'll face off against Paladin Donovan. And you will have a cutscene for all of these. And I'm not going to show you too much of any of the cutscenes. I don't want to spoil the story. The story is awesome. And each time you go through one of the areas, the Forge, and then to the next area, the Prism of Pain, you'll face off against a different paladin from the storyline. Now, first off, I'm just going to point out the crystal here is got a lot of different areas you can now travel to here. And I'll also just quickly show you with the travel menu. If you go down the list to the Fiendlands now, you can now access the forest, the monastery, and the wasteland from here, which isn't very much option-wise. But if you go to your adventures and click on world areas, just scroll down then to Fiendlands, and you will now see you have a ton of different areas you can now access. So back to the saga now. We're just going to find Siri to start off here, and there will be a cutscene, so you just turn that in. And then you're first going to have to do is get 10 wandering weapons. The wandering weapons are just the weapons in the general area floating around. Now you will notice some of these weapons are bigger ones. Now once you've done those 10, you're going to have to smelt them. Now this is the first time you'll go near the Forge, so we're just going to head on over to the Forge. And in this area we also have a shop, and we have SKU here as well, so you can just click on SKU and access all your quests here for SKU, and you will need those. And right beside him is Mango the Pet Monger, and in his shop we have the Hex Orb Pet. Now this is a quest pet. I'll show these more in detail in a minute. And then we have the Blood Orb Pet, and this is also a quest pet. And then we have an Office Mackay, and have you guys ever seen Office Space? This guy is just that character. And then there's a Vicious Overgrown Cat. Now you'll discover where he's from in the storyline later, but I'm not even going to be showing you that. So I'm going to equip the Hex Pet here, and you should be able to click on it, but when I was clicking on it, nothing was happening. So I decided to continue on and check out the Forge here. But when I clicked on the side of the Forge, nothing happened. So I knew I had to come over to here and melt my swords up. And when I was doing that, I did manage to equip the pet and actually managed to click on it. So for the Blood Orb quest, you have 3 quests. The first quest is the Blood of Nulgath. Now this quest is basically for the 5 main pieces of the set, so not the helm and not the weapon, but all the other pieces, and you actually are required to get an entire Void Knight set of Nulgath in order to craft this Blood of Nulgath set, as well as a lot of the materials that you had to farm for your Phoenix Blade level 2 and your Betrayal Blades. It's all the same material, and you're going to be farming it all the same way again. The next quest, the Blood Guard of Nulgath, is for the helm, and this is a pretty simple one to get, and I actually have all the materials, and I actually made a mistake and actually decided to get it because I wanted to see what it looked like. And the third quest is the Blood Letter of Nulgath, and this is actually for the weapon for this set. And as you can see, the requirements here are all just materials that you've been farming out in the wastelands by farming the dragons and the Void Knight. So we can check out this set in the preview shop, and as you can see, that is a really nice belt. This is actually stat items, and look at that sword. It's actually dripping blood. It is the Blood Letter, of course, and it is slightly higher stats than what I actually do have currently, and that's not infused, of course. So that's the helm I got, which is pretty cool. I really like it, but I'll explain why I wish I didn't have gotten it in a minute. And those are the gloves, and then we have the greaves. They're sort of like the claw feet, and so basically, it's the sets that the Void Knights wear. Now, one thing that stood out about this set was the crit on it. They're a very high crit on these pieces. And then we have the armor, and it actually has the blacked out skin and face. And I'm going to guess red glowing eyes, but I was wearing sunglasses, so bad helm for that. So now for the Hex Orb pet, we have the Hex Orb quest. So the first one is Hex of Nulgath, a Void Exchange. And basically, you're going to, once again, exchange the Void Knight of Nulgath set and a bunch of materials for the Hex of Nulgath set. And that's for the 5 main pieces, again, not the helm and not the weapon. So the second quest is the Hex Mask, and this is for the Hex of Nulgath mask. And this one I actually really want, and I wish I had gotten this one first. And then we have the Hex Staff of Nulgath. This is the third quest, and again, all materials from the grind we've been doing all this time. So let's check out that set in the rewards preview shop. First we have the staff, and that is gorgeous. I just love silver and black items. And then we have the Hex Mask of Nulgath, and I really wish I had gotten this one and not the other one. Unfortunately, I got that one, but I love this armor, and I'm definitely going to be doing this one first. But I'm dreading the grind on that. And we have the shoulders here, and we also have the gloves. Now, I did do a poll on the Nulgath grind and how people feel on that, and I'm gonna just show that a little later. And I just love this belt. I'm sure there's some AQ Worlds people could probably tell us if that actually says something. And then we have the boots, which are pretty simple. To do these quests, you're going to need to go to the forge here, where you have to actually click on the hammer, and you're going to have to craft these Void Knight of Nulgath sets. So you're going to have to fulfill all of these requirements to craft each one of these pieces, and then you will take the full 5 pieces and turn them into one of the other sets with the additional materials. So this is actually a set that gets consumed when you are creating the next set. So if you actually want a cosmetic version of this, you're going to actually have to make another version of this. Now, not only does this have just the one version of this set actually has another version for free-to-play players, and these boots are just awesome. I just had to stop and say that because those boots are just awesome. There is also this upgraded version for everyone to be able to craft for free to play, which is the Void Raker of Nulgath. And this set is very wicked. And again, you are consuming the Void Knight set in order to create this set. And this one, like I said, is free for anyone to be able to craft it. Those shoulders are just awesome. They have the eyeballs on them. And I believe Dage gave us a sneak peek of this set. And then we have the gauntlets, which are pretty simple. And then finally we got a belt and the boots. Now these sets are awesome, and they have not been a disappointment at all, unlike the last set of sets for 3A. But unfortunately, they decided to make the grind exactly the same as the same grind that, from my poll, 78% of people are tired of the grind for Nulgath. Anyways, back to the quest line. Once you smelted down all 10 of those weapons, you can return to Ciri and hand in that quest. You'll get another quest, and this time you're going to have 4 different, more powerful weapons. Now, these are the ones I said that were, when we were farming the weapons earlier, there were some that were larger, and there are specific ones, so you're going to have to find them, and you just need to follow your arrow. They will point you to them. Once they're dead, they do take a little time to respawn, so if you do miss one, you might have to wait a little while in order to pick it up. But once you have them all, you can just turn them in. And yes, once again, you're going to have to smelt these down. So you're going to go back to the furnace, and right after that, when you head back to talk to Ciri this time, you get interrupted by this fellow who's not very happy about you destroying all their weapons. So now you'll have to go and work in the mines as punishment for destroying all those weapons. So it tells you to talk to Ciri. Now it doesn't mean Ciri here, it means Ciri in the mines. Now the mines are over by the forge, so we're just going to head over here, and you'll see a cave right here, and then you just want to enter it here, and this is the mines. So as you can see, Ciri's right here, and you just talk to her, and she wants you to go find somebody who knows how to escape the mines. So you're going to go look for a guy named Arturo, and Arturo is right here across from her. And so Arturo tells us our job is to hit rocks, find ore, take it up top, and smelt it, and do it over and over again. So the first thing we have to do is get some ore, and as you can see, there's some little sparkles here, and you just click on them and do a little mining motion, but it may or may not produce an ore. I did this twice here and didn't any, and then I tried a different area, and I finally got one, and I found I was getting about 1 for every 3 I tried. So once you've done that, he tells you to report to Foreman Shale, and Foreman Shale's right over here. And once you've completed Foreman Shale's quests here, you're going to be able to unlock a shop with her. So I'm just going to hurry up and finish these quests, and I'm going to take the ore up to smelt it once again, but this time we get to meet another NPC, Poniard. It's really easy to follow along the storyline. The arrow always points the direction you want to go, and if you're ever confused, you can check the quest, like this one just said, to talk to Poniard again. So once you've smelt it, then you can hand that one in, and you need some diamond dust this time. He sends you, and you're just going to go in and kill the spiders. Now I'm not going to go any further on the quest, but I'm going to point out here we have this railway track here, and you want to come up here, and this is really cleverly designed. This is actually a reskin of a dungeon, And you're just going to hop up over this crystal and the mine cart, and just over down the tracks here on the right hand side. Whoop. On the right hand side, you'll find a little chest here called Hidden Supplies. And this chest will respawn, but it does take a little while. So if you do come here and you don't see the chest, just wait a little while and it will respawn. Now, once you have the abandoned mining supplies that dropped from it, you can just use this for the unique title, Infernal Digger. And I wanted to take a second to say, if you like my videos, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I just hit 800 subs, and I'm planning a big giveaway celebration for that. So make sure you have your notifications on so you can get details about that. So now our final thing we're going to do is check out the quest that will give you the mining supplies in order to craft the items in the Forge Miner Gear shop. Now, first off, we have this Tame Iron Crab, and it's 150 of the tokens, so that means like doing the quest 50 times just for 150 tokens, but the rest of the items available are a lot cheaper, and there is actually two different sets here. We have the miner clothing, and then we also have a scribe's tunic and some scribe pieces, the belt and the boots also for that. I want to thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.